At a packed town hall event in Texas, the energy in the room shifted when a small voice rose above the noise. A little girl, no more than 8, stood clutching a microphone with both hands, her eyes wide and innocent. "Mr. Trump," she asked softly, "do you believe in God?" The crowd fell completely silent. For a moment, even Donald Trump looked taken aback. Then, instead of launching into one of his usual talking points, he paused, looked the girl in the eyes and said, "Yes, I do. I believe that God gives us strength when we feel alone. And sometimes," he added, his tone uncharacteristically gentle, "He speaks through people just like you." The audience, expecting a bold or political reply, erupted into applause, not for his fame or power, but for the rare glimpse of vulnerability in his words. The girl smiled, unaware that her simple question had touched a nerve not only in Trump but in everyone watching. That moment quickly went viral, reminding America that sometimes the most powerful questions come from the smallest voices. As the applause echoed through the auditorium, Trump stepped down from the podium and walked over to the girl. Reporters' cameras flashed wildly, but he didn't seem to care about the optics this time. He knelt down beside her, gently asked her name, and she replied, "Emily." With a slight chuckle he said, "Well, Emily, I think you just asked me the most important question I've heard all year." Her parents, seated just a few rows back, looked on with tears in their eyes as Trump shook Emily's hand. "You know," he continued, "when I was your age, I probably didn't have the courage to ask something like that. But people like you give me hope that the next generation still believes in truth, in faith, and in asking the big questions." The crowd stood in silence, not out of formality but reverence. Even those who didn't agree with Trump politically could feel the weight of the moment. Emily's question had peeled away the layers of political armor, revealing a more human side of the man who often seemed larger than life. As the event continued, Trump's tone remained noticeably softer. He referenced Emily's question more than once, telling the audience that moments like these mattered more than polls or campaigns. "We get so caught up in arguing and fighting that we forget what it means to just believe," he said. "That little girl reminded me of that today." Later that night, clips of the interaction flooded social media. Some praised Trump's response as sincere and heartfelt, others speculated about whether it was calculated. But what no one could deny was the authenticity in that little girl's eyes, and how, for one moment, politics paused, and something deeper spoke louder than headlines. By the next morning, the story had made headlines across the country. News outlets from every corner, conservative, liberal, and everything in between, ran segments on Emily's question. The image of her standing bravely with the microphone, Trump kneeling beside her, had become iconic overnight. Hashtags like #EmilyAsked, #FaithInPolitics, and #TrumpAndGod began trending on social media. But what truly caught America off guard was what happened next. Emily's family was invited to appear on a national morning show. Sitting on the couch beside her mother, Emily wore the same pink headband she had worn at the rally. When asked why she chose that question, Emily answered honestly, "Because I think if someone wants to lead people, they should believe in something bigger than themselves." Her words were simple but carried a gravity that stunned the hosts into silence. "My grandpa always tells me that faith is what helps us do the right thing, even when it's hard," she added. Back at Trump's campaign headquarters, the moment had sparked conversation. Advisors debated whether to feature the clip in future ads, but Trump made it clear, "We don't exploit kids. That was real. Leave it alone." And for once, everyone listened. Later that evening, at another campaign stop, Trump opened his speech not with a political jab or policy point, but by talking about Emily. "That little girl reminded me," he said, "that leadership isn't just about power. It's about heart. And sometimes, a child can teach you more than any poll ever will." Emily's question began to echo beyond politics. Pastors mentioned it in Sunday sermons. School classrooms discussed it during civics lessons. Even rival candidates were asked how they would have responded to her. While the moment didn't erase all the division or drama of the political landscape, it carved out a rare space, a pocket of quiet reflection, where Americans, regardless of their views, were reminded that sometimes the smallest voice in the room can ask the biggest question of all.